All right, so that's us starting to piece together our vertical slice. Now, it's interesting because I had somebody come up to me and say, what's a vertical slice? I'm like, well, man, just go to YouTube or Google. So I did a Google search myself and pasted this, and then I read the last line. We were not advised that this is expected to look of the final quality, and I understand that, but play like the final game? That kind of raises the bar a little higher than we had expected it to be. So, I mean, we'll still get it done, but boy, it just took the goal line and moved it a little further along. So it's a little bit more of a stretch for us, but we'll get it done. So I think what's going to happen now is we're going to just focus on one device for Zach and one device for Suiel instead of trying to do everything and then do this, so it will be like the final game. Anyways, so that's what we're looking at. So anyways, I had to put this in, and I'm going to keep reminding myself that this is what we need to do. So moving on, make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test of Thunder, and I'm the game producer for Thunder Throne Wars. Takes place right here, little place called the Milky Way Galaxy. You might be familiar with this. You might not have ever seen this point of view, though, especially if you live here on where it says sun. So somewhere there is our little planet Earth. But if you cruise down this Carina arm, you'll come to the Stellar Jewel Box Nebula NGC 3603. Now, you know, NASA has sent out some telescopes, and this is the image that they took. And I just love that. This is a star-forming region of space. It's all about birthing stars, which is it's kind of cool. So I thought, well, that's a great place for us to have our game. So we put our little planet Nebulous Prime there. And as we zoom in on the planet, here is what we're building. So today we're going to be looking at Bear Isle. That's our first prototype that we made. We made it too big. It's actually as big as this whole 16 square section. So, I mean, if you count the ocean around it, of course. So we got to get it down into one square. So each one of these squares represents an outdoor arena, and that's where the game takes place. This is where the intense first-person shooter with RPG on the left arm takes place, and then around that, and then areas like the Laggers, that's going to be completely quest. This whole peninsula is all going to be completely quest. This whole top area of Bane, because Bane is an underground level, this will all be quest, and we're going to run some of our NPCs across the border line here, so you'll find them all in here. Anyways, those are some of the ideas starting to come about. Anyway, so this is the updated map. I've got everything into a square, and it's kind of nice to have that accomplished. And it's kind of funny because you look back and go, well, why didn't I do that first of all? But I mean, who thought about that? Not to me. So we have a metagame in the game, and basically what that means is winning and losing actually matters. It doesn't mean that, you know, the end of the round comes and then they wipe the slate clean and it starts over again. In our game, winning takes territory. So you can see what a neutral looks like. So Bear would be neutral, 12 over 12, and whoever wins it would take that territory. So that's what that's about. And then updated the climate system, how it's going to be. Abyss will be a lot warmer island. More foreboding, and Azure will be a lot more natural and stuff. And we're working on this stuff first. So we've got Bear done, but we're gonna have to redo it. We've got Intrepid. This is where we're gonna do a vertical slice. We got Excalibur coming about. We got Forever coming about. We've got the top of Bane, but not the underground. And then we're gonna be starting on Eternal, and Sun is already in progress. So that's very cool. And the really cool thing is Jeff actually did the whole island up, but it was different. So I'm like, okay. So I think what we're going to do now is have him do the whole island of Abyss. This is the first time I'm saying this. And then whatever it is, that's what we'll work with. I love the scale and the depth and all that kind of stuff, but we got to go. Everything's got to be the right size. So it's just if we make it too big, it'll be too vast. People won't find each other. So. And this is the professional map maker. He did Bear Isle, and so this is his version of it. And then this is what we did in Unreal. Now, if you look back at this, you can see that the Brood Fortress is here, but because we made it so big, the Brood Fortress has moved all the way up to here to make this a playable area. And this is just me guessing, because I've played so much of this game that this feels right to me. So I'll do a little gameplay in there today, and then we've really got Intrepid coming along, so we'll do some more there. So we've got a binary star system, so there's a red sun and a blue sun. So the sky is going to be very unique and very beautiful. Probably a supersized moon in there too. That always looks really good. So Shania didn't have anything to show this week. She's working on concepting out the crowns. This next week we should have some of the concepts. I should be able to show that, and then we'll be able to start changing out these mock-up ideas that I did. Man, that was a long time ago. Probably 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. So that's been a long time coming. We've got our awards done, and so that's great. And then after that, we'll move into this score stuff. So yes, we are progressing. The market exchange I mocked up. So this is what we want to get to by beta, so that we can buy, sell, and trade gear. Your wealth storage. So this is where you're going to be able to collect things in your devices. All these devices here would be common because they have nothing open, but as they level up, as they go up 2 levels of rarity, every time it opens up a slot. And so you get more places to collect things. And so the game's better than free to play. And what we do is we sell package deals. So think of it like you, the gamer, are, if you got money, are the retailer. And so we sell you a wholesale package, all this stuff for a reduced price. And then the list price on it is going to be higher. So you naturally make, as you can see here, it says you save $40 with the set now, and you profit when you sell. So as you sell these items, you're making money. And to destroy the whole concept of better than free to play, the free players get to use the exact same items, and I mean exact same items that the whales buy. So the whales buy this stuff, and the free-to-play players get to use it when the whales are not online, and level it up for them and collect stuff for them. It's a great symbiotic relationship, and that's our design. Totally unique, totally revolutionary, and it's going to be a great thing for gamers. So I thought this was a product backlog, but maybe it's not. But anyways, so I've got a line through the top because this is all stuff that we've done with our junior programming, and we've been developing this stuff over the last year, and it's kind of sad, I guess, to only mark off one line over a year, but not bad for a company that's not yet has access to our funds that are on their way. And yeah, so, and our user stories. So now this is going to really change, because here I'm talking about the claw being the first quest, and I think we can do that. But I think what we got to do when I'm talking about rapid impact, and I think what we're going to do with Zach, he'll use. So I think he should use blue and she should use red. So that's what I'm going to do. I think we'll just do 2 devices in our user stories. And then acceptance criteria, I had no time this week. I got all of the Scrum videos edited, which is a big job. Those are long. And then I got the art team meeting edited, which was difficult because it was 2 videos in one, because Jeff did a fly through, and when he showed it to the team, there was no audio. And then when I edited it back in, well, I put the audio in. So now I got a problem. I got 2 audios talking over each other. So that was a big juggle. So I did the best I can. That turned out pretty good. But next week I'll get all these videos done, and we can get back into Scrum and acceptance criteria and stuff like that. I'm in no rush to get this stuff going. I mean, we should be on it, but it's all got to happen in the given time. So I just feel that editing these meetings are really important. So, I get to really hear what people are saying. So looking at the global game markets, so we're targeting with our mobile app and our PC game 75% of the market, which is really exciting. And we'll wait for this year to wrap up, and then we'll take a look at what is happening for growth. This is the plan now. I mean, there's all kinds of talk about going to other different publishers and talking to different people, but I think we're going to just go talk to Epic. They got $100 million in grant money, and they are a publisher, a game publisher. So, we're using their engine, so why not go talk to them first? give them the first right to make a bid on it and see, and then we can take that and go to other people and see if we can do anything better, and then we can go back and forth. But anyways, that's kind of the idea. And we can talk to John, our video game executive producer, a little bit more. He would know a lot more about that than I do. So Thunder Rocks is coming along, so that's our TV show. Not that we, it's not greenlit or anything yet, but the thing is it's never going to be greenlit unless we figure it out. So the Vertical Slice teaser cinematic script has been written. It's in about 3 different pieces. I want to put that back together, so that's another goal of mine. The 12-episode story arc, I think we're at 8 now, so we don't have all the log lines written, but we have a really good idea where this whole first season's going to go. And then after that, Quentin says he wants to give the pilot script a write and maybe work with another writer on that. So that's maybe if you're interested in that, go talk to Quentin. And then we've got this, we'll call him our ace, to go pitch this stuff. And I'm really excited about this. I got a feeling that, and we're going to go with the mindset that we want all these people to stream it. And not only that, because I've been involved in television before, we know it's 22.43 seconds that you make your episodes, and that's a half hour of television with commercials. So, the sky's the limit. Even though we're going to do this live streaming thing, this can still go to network television after that, and it'll be all the right time and all that kind of stuff. So it's very exciting. What's happening in story? So Toby, Don, and Matthew are working on the Vertical Slice cinematic. There's been some updates and changes. We need to bang heads on that and figure that out. Quentin is working on the 12-episode story arc, and Dylan is working on the quest development. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. He's doing a fantastic job, and I'm going to talk about that a little later. So what's open is the graphic novel, story to be written, the pilot script for television. Quentin wants to do that with someone. The bonfire stories, so these are just skeleton scripts. So what that means is it's just a guidepost. It's just point form. It's like, say this, talk about that, here's the point. But it's not something people can read. I don't want my voice team to read those scripts. I want them to look at it as a guide and then just tell the story. Just like I'm talking right now, I don't have a script. I'm not reading. If I was reading something, you'd say, hey, that guy's reading something. So there's something about us that we know when someone's reading. And there's something about when people are just being spontaneous. And we don't like reading unless you're listening to somebody reading a book or something like that. And then we've got the novel rewrite. So that is all open. Build up our mailing list and do Kickstarter. I leave this in here because people come to me all the time saying, hey, our funding is delayed, so we should do this or we should do that. And one of the things is always crowdfunding. And while that's a fantastic idea, you got to have a crowd. And we do not have a crowd yet. I mean, we're making a prototype. Our whole focus is on game development. So, anyways, we'll have some more news on those kind of things. We've got some amazing things happening behind the scenes as we're building this up, as I see what needs to be done. Anyways, okay, so here's the new map layout, and basically what we're doing to put these pieces together, and then this is what Intrepid looks like, and the location, how it goes into the level streaming and all that kind of stuff. So it's very exciting. Oh yeah, G. Let's see. I want to look at this. G, Strangler Forest. So he's got Strangler Forest here. I'm going to talk about that a little bit because the guys that are doing the vegetation work, the environmental art, they're like, well, that's in the kin side, and so we're going to extend that. Anyways, I want to talk about that a little bit. So this is our vertical slice. Just to give an idea, we're going to have Zach drop. I only want to see his boots when he drops. There's going to be a wing reveal. I tried to put that into my little intro thing so that when you saw his wings, that's supposed to be the wing reveal. And now we've got the croc over here, and I think we've got a whole bunch of scenes with the croc, and I think that's really going to kind of be the croc and the marmosets, because the marmosets are a big deal in this map. So that's going to be kind of cool. We got the phoenixes up on the mountain. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So this is the concept art for the fountain. So we're going to do textures on these buildings. So just so you understand, we don't have textures on any of the plants, any of the terrain, any of the buildings, because we're going to be doing a whole new system and it's just little delays, so we don't have it to show yet. But Adrienne did this. I emailed her. I want her to do the phoenix nests, so we'll see what she says. And this is what our art director did, kind of laying this out, kind of the whole idea how these pieces are going to be. And so this has to be modeled still, so we're going to put that into place. And these are the mood boards for the Kin Castle. And so Boyan's already been working on that, so he just totally went with this whole idea with Norn. So I've talked to Norn, and he is really busy, but he's going to work on getting us the castle at the back, because that was just an idea. You know, the main thing about this image is this wonderful waterfall, what we call the throne pit. So that's what that's all about. And these wonderful towers, but they got to be accessible, so we got to be able to get into them at top, middle, bottom, top, middle, and bottom, so you can shoot out and defend the area. Where the Marmoset village is going to go, so we got an island there. I did have everything set up there, or I do have everything set up there. And the village walk, so what it's going to be like going through the village. And I followed this, what the Brood Fortress is going to look like. Brood Fortress concept art, Intrepid summary doc. So these things, it's a good thing that I have these in here, because the level designers have been asking for this stuff, so I've been being able to distribute this to them, and I really think that's going to help people understand what the Brood Fortress is going to be like. So because it is a three-dimensional gameplay level, we'll have the throne up higher, the roof will open and close, and then the energy icon will be on the top. And Intrepid Geyser Walk, Marmoset Ruined Village south of the lake, and an idea for that. And North Marmoset Village, and the canoes. We were trying to animate one, we're having trouble, so that won't happen today, but it's coming. Fortress Trees, Brood Area south of the fountain, Blasted Valley Geyser Walk. So these are little things that we'll do. The guys doing vegetation stuff can figure out how to do this. Then when we do terrain textures and stuff, we can figure that out. Blasted Valley. I still have 2 of these. Jeff hasn't told me why. And Jeff's concept art for having the volcanoes. And so there's actually not 5. There's actually 4. I mean, we could make more, of course. And this is just me trying to hack it out, trying to figure out. This is before we had anything here. Very early. And then the paths, this path now comes up across the bridge directly to this, but all the rest are the same. And I figured out a couple things. So one, why was my, well, first of all, my XYZ control, so I can move things around, disappeared. So we got that fixed. So we did figure that out. And the other thing was I kept putting the chests in on all of these locations, all these shrine locations, and they kept disappearing. That's because I didn't have it added. I don't understand that, but that means, you know, even though I was adding it and saving it and uploading it, or adding it to the map, not using the add function. So I had to use the add function, and then it worked. So that's the solution. So it's interesting. The more time that goes by, the more we figure out all these things. So again, we're just looking at the vertical slice, the events that are going to happen. We're going to try to keep everything in this one little area, because that's what we've been advised. Except, of course, over here are the Phoenix, which will be up in the sky, shadowing the land, which is kind of cool. So this is to show the pit, so you can start to see what it looks like underneath. And then this is what we're going to be showing players to say, hey, you're going to be banished. So this is a quest reward, so we want to be aware of that. So as we're giving quest rewards, this is one of the quest rewards, is to show people where they get banished. Maybe we could have a little book, and you could collect these things. That's kind of a cool idea. And then we could actually have the name, you know, Intrepid Pits or something like that. And, you know, this is, you collect it, and, you know, so you have a bunch of blank pages until you go do in your book until you go do these quests. So that's kind of cool. And then we're just showing the various puzzles. So it's the banana puzzle. And Derek's tried to keep all of these things on themes, which is very cool. and another quest. I'm not sure what that one's called. And another quest with the colored crystals. And I mean, honestly, I don't exactly understand these things until I get into the pit and we work it out. And just what the elevations look like. These are some of the quests that you can do with 2 players. You can do it with 1, but it's faster with 2. And the twist is, you could do it with the enemy. And then our Intrepid pit description. Now, Boyan has the new King Castle. Now, this is just blockouts. This isn't functional yet. You can't go inside of it. But here's some screenshots I took of it last week. And like I said, we got to figure out what the statue is going to be. It's going to be one of the characters. Maybe Telly. The more I think about it, the female is pretty strong. And that would kind of talk, because I think Namash, I got to go look at our backstory again, but I believe Namash has a secret crush on her. So maybe that would be kind of a little telltale thing. So very cool. But yeah, so that's coming together. This is where we want to put the 3 Phoenix nests. So Wade wrote a quest. And the quest is, you get it from the marmosets, and then you got to go up in the mountain and deal with the phoenixes. And so this is where I think they should go. I had to figure that out. It's like, where can I put that quest? And just some more screenshots of the map we got coming together. Again, there's no land textures on this. The water has texture. Our objects have textures. And all of this stuff, I've been able to pull all of this out. We've got the fountain working for Stronghold. It's not 100%. My programmer didn't have. He had to get more minutes for data to download everything, and he didn't do that. So when he went in and did the work, he made the fountain disappear. So, anyways, the pain of doing this kind of stuff on a very small budget. And my idea here was to take the energy icons and, instead of just having 1, I mean, we can just do 1, but I just thought, well, since there's 3 things, we do 3, and then you'd have to destroy all 3, which is equal to destroying 1. But whichever last one is, that explodes. So I don't know how that'll work. As far as programming, we'd have to revisit that. And a shot from the brood towards the kin. So you do have a lot of visibility when you go up in the air. The thing that excites me is that computers are only going to get more powerful as time goes on. And so people being able to see this and all the next areas and the next island and stuff is just going to get better and better. So I'm not too concerned. So this is a quest. You're going to go to Shaman quest here. And this is the village. So this is the exact same image we had before. I just had to put the paths in. So we're not at that stage yet. This has exactly no textures on. This has fake textures. This has no textures. And then our little marmoset. So that's what's going to be sitting on your shoulder. They are pets, but in our game, you don't just get a pet. You're going to have to capture them. You're going to have to train them, and then they can be your pet. And then the cool thing is when you're offline, you can basically rent them out or even sell them. So I try to make as many businesses inside the game for gamers as possible, because I know a lot of people there's a bunch of people with a lot of time, and so that's a perfect thing for them. And there's a lot of people that don't have a lot of time, but they have some money, and that's a better deal for them just to go and say, hey, I don't have time to go catch a marmoset, but I'll buy one. So that's kind of cool. So I'm thinking this is where the croc will come up on the beach, and the marmosets will walk down. So Ryan, R-I-O-N, did the pit up for us, and then I've passed this along to Nikita, our lighting director, and said, hey, go do the lighting in the pit. So, because this isn't lit properly yet. It's going to be a lot darker and ominous, but we've got the thing done. Okay, so this is Bane. So this is last week. So this is what Jeff has done. And everything just quick, these are just plants randomly placed. This hasn't been dressed yet. So I wanted to show this. So this is the original concept art for the open pit mine, and then they broke through into the world of the mole people. So that's the story. These huts are supposed to be empty. So I just want to show this so that Jeff can kind of think about it. I'm just noticing there's a lot more tiering here. Open pit mining, which I think is fantastic. I think that we need to make the opening bigger. So let's see, but I got this quest, and I read through the quest, and I mean, you gotta understand, I'm the guy that came up with the idea, and I'm reading what Damon wrote, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, I want to go do this quest. It's only on paper. I want to go do this quest to come back and find out what she's talking about. So fantastic job. So I had to put number 2 in here this week too. And then I added this back in. So this is the Strangler Forest, because I wanted to know, where the heck is this place? Even though it's on the thing and I see it all the time, when you get to it, then you're thinking about it. So what's going to happen now is we're going to expand this into the brood side. And this is where the plants are going to be, this plant. So Dominique did this one. He's our new environmental artist, and he did a fantastic job on this. Look at this plant. So, I thought Strangler Forest, we need a Strangler plant. What better than a giant Venus flytrap type plant? And so this is what he's done up for us. Again, no textures. We're not doing textures. We're not doing UV maps. We're just making models, putting them in. So that will go into the brood side. Now we want to kind of make it so that, because you're going to be looking for the temptation plant. I gotta think about this. Anyways, and so we want to have this plant kind of close to it, so that there's a little bit of jeopardy if you get too close. And I got to figure out what it's going to do, and all that stuff. Anyways, starting to wrap this up. You can go to iPlayMore. You can go to teespring.com and look at we got t-shirts up. We've got the poster up. And if you go to teespring.com/store/iPlayMore and enter the code iPlayMore, you'll get $3 off. And if you go to our Discord, you can hang out there and earn mana by being active in Discord. All right. Okay, so now I got to make a decision. Okay, I'm gonna leave them on. So I'm wearing sunglasses to block out the blue light, because these screens are now starting to hurt my eyes. So we got to be careful, human beings. This blue light from these screens is not good. I spent a lot of hours. I got many screens. I even realized my flashlight's blue light. Sometimes I turn it on to see the keyboard when it's dark, and my audio interface has a little screen on it, and it's shining blue light at me as well. So anyways, I decided to see what I can do to block it, and these glasses work fantastic. So these are real Oakleys I bought a long time ago, so it's kind of cool. So, but yeah, you can't see my eyes. Sorry about that. All right, so, but your sight is so important. So anyways, let's jump in here. So here is Bear Isle. So this is our game. Now this was done by 3 of us. Well, 4 if you count the level designer, but he never finished it. He just kind of got it up and running, and I had to do all the finishing work. I did all the placement of the trees and all that kind of stuff. Henrique did all the modeling, so all the models you see, this is all, well, I guess the level designer did that model, but Henrique is the guy that made it all happen in the game. The level designer did make it so it opens. So, Phil did a lot of great things to get us to the stage. So, but busy guy, unable to help us as much as we'd like. So, anyways, this is the map, and it looks dark because the sun is down. You can actually look in the sky and see the stars still. So we're going to jump in here. I'm not going to play very much here. I think I'm going to think about the things we want to see, like maybe the dragon. Yeah, because I can do pretty much everything on the other map. So, but the other map doesn't look as pretty yet, but much more performant. This one's not very performant because we tried to do everything in here. And we did it old school. We didn't know about the new technical things that you can do. So, all right. So put the boys in here because the girls are on the other one. So maybe what we'll do here is we'll have Zach go first. Oh. The air control is great, but So you can come open up the chest. That's going to be your inventory. I want to make it so if you just run by, it doesn't come on your screen. But if you stand there for a few seconds, it'll come up on your screen. That's the idea. All right. So the game is very fast-paced.
Of Thunder.
On your right hand, it's a first-person shooter. And on your left hand, it's got RPG elements, but as you can see, that scepter is not working yet. So how do you get it working? So I just made a stronghold. What does that mean? That means that my device... I can't see the counter. I can't see the counter. So we're going to just... This stuff isn't set up quite yet. FOV 112. There we go. So you can see it's leveled up to 1221. That one's hard to see. Anyways, we'll get all that stuff fixed up. So the game is pretty much a first-person shooter with, the devices instead of weapons. Very specific reasons, even story reasons for that. So to get somebody off the throne, I can go to my claw, and I can right-click, and he goes over here. Now, of course, you can just go back and forth, back and forth. He can slow down the capture by being in the ring. He can slow it down more by being on the throne. So you see I'm slowing it down. Oh! I pushed Zach out of the way. That's a new one. So this is what we... you see him flying over the wall. So this is what we mean by tug of war. So you see how that score point is going back and forth. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to become the king.
King of Dominations.
Now, being the highest score player... So I tried to change the music up a little bit today. We got a lot of songs. We got 47 songs, so might as well have different ones play. And we do make you royal in the game. And this is the song royal. So I've got a choice here. I could touch that home throne and create an instant empire, which is probably the best thing to do. My team could be placing thrones out front. You can see how much brighter it is now. It's daytime. My team could be placing thrones out front. Or I could just touch it. Or I could push T, place a lightning throne. And guess what? My scepter is online now. I can push F. And I can cast lightning. And it's a bit of a cooldown, and then it'll come back up again. So there it is. So the whole idea here is that you're going to cast lightning. Oh. Well, that was very strange. Let's just see what happens again. Comes up. I move. It goes away. Why did it go away? The only thing I can think of is there must be a no throne placement zone right there or something. Yeah. Yeah, it must be from the pit. I've never noticed that before. Anyways, not to worry. We'll be redoing this map. So there you go. And as long as that throne is in power, which it remains in power for 2 minutes, although it's crowned, so that one's in infinite, well, as long as the map lasts, is in power. So I'm not going to show too much more here. let's go show where Balaam got to. So he got thrown right outside of the castle, or the fortress, the Brood Fortress. So you got a couple options here. So you see a small shield. That's the left click. The right click puts my whole body into protection. So if I'm on the throne and somebody's trying to get me off, I can put that shield up. It's limited, but it just buys me a little more time. So we used to have a lot of fun, getting on the throne and trying to get people off and using the claw. So I'm glad to see that that's back and working. So we got the Sleeping Dragon here. So trying to figure out, because we got him in. We got the animation of him in. You can see his egg or her egg. I'm not sure if it's a him or her. We are not able to animate the eye. But Ryan's got all kinds of animations ready for this guy, which is kind of cool. We got a secret over here. So all the pits are going to have these secrets. So it's very important to the people that are going to be working on the pits. And there we go. And I can change to a rare device now. So that's the Oculus. Shoot the dragon. He doesn't do anything yet. You got a left click and a right click for every device. You're going to be careful with the rare ones because they use a lot of energy. Now they do a lot of damage, but you can empty them out very quick. Now there is rare energy, but that's also a bit of a secret. So I'll go show one of those. So when you fall into the fall hall here, there is one rare energy right here. So let's just do that. Let's just look at the device. Oh, but we got. Oh yeah, you see the display is blurry. We got to figure that out. Anyways, minor problem. And this is the way out, one of the ways out. And there is two intertwining paths. There's one there and one there. Those paths do not meet. They go up separate sides all the way up to the top. And so when you're banished, you have a limited jump. And so you basically got to try to walk out. So with this pit, we just made it big. There's no puzzles in it. It's just big. So that's what we did. Okay, let's exit this. Push F11. Oh. I pushed F10.
You have my permission to kiss the royal hands, whichever you like. Thus.
Okay, so now I gotta go find the map. There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go show banishing. I'm gonna show Throne Wars in the new map here. So, because I checked out the aiming, and it seems to be really good now. It's not 100%, but boy, it's 99 for sure. So, Kang never mentioned that he fixed that, so otherwise I wouldn't be showing this so much. Alright, so here's the new map. Let's just go F11. Oh, the castle's gone. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I didn't notice that earlier. So that's the programmer did that. Because he didn't update, and so he's deleted all kinds of work. Okay, well now I'm feeling a little panicky. Sorry I didn't notice that earlier. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't know what to say here. Okay, anyways, I'm going to just Alt-P. Yeah, so I wonder what else got deleted. Yeah, that castle's totally gone. Okay, so I want to do Brood this time. We changed the gravity, which makes it a little easier, but these characters are really small. I mean, she has a hard time even going over that bump. Alright. So I moved all this stuff back. Yeah, I'm so eager to get the new fountain working. I didn't realize we're going to be deleting so much work. This is a real crazy thing. So I guess the rule now is no updates unless you're updated.
Princess of Thunder.
So if you remain until that announcement is over, you capture 2 throne energies. And now... all right. So you can see I turned that into a stronghold, so that's now lava. Now there was a fountain there, but that's all been disappeared. Alright, we're gonna play with Brood this time.
Miraculous thunder.
Jogo Thunder é milagroso.
Put her off the throne. Let's go see where she went. Oh, she's flying. Now we changed the gravity. I just wanted people to fall a little faster. I'm not sure. Oh, I just happened to come to the one where it was locked and unlocked it. So that's going to be your inventory. Oh my goodness. Oh no, it's not the same.
Queen of Dominations.
So she is the Queen of Dominations. Now this should be working. Alright. So I'm going to come in here to capture this. I'm going to change characters. This should be working. So I should be able to get to my own side before she captures. And all I got to do is just touch the throne. Now, of course, these are going to be back at the castle in the fortress. Yeah. Perfect. So because she has declared an empire, my throne is out. I cannot capture it. So that's correct. That's exactly what's supposed to happen. I can still push T though. I can still place thrones. So we're going to do that. One thing I want to mention here is about placing multiple throne lines. We need to get that sorted out. So let's just place some thrones. Just pushing T for the throne, and then I got WASD to pick one or the other. So once we meet here, it'll go Ultimate Throne Wars.
Ultimate Throne.
Yeah, a lot better. See my score going up? I can really zoom in. Alright, so that's working correctly. Oh. So we got an issue here. Those thrones should be red. So we got a bug here because this shouldn't be here until I touch it. This should be a red throne. I should be able to put this in jeopardy, which I can. Okay, yeah, so these thrones should not be blue.
Faça chover, mana.
Alright, so let's just have her jump down.
Money from heaven. We're gonna make this right with some golden miracles.
Let the money rain.
Okay, they're gonna obviously have a whole bunch of shield. Oh, so yeah, so you see I was shooting the black and white, so it's down to 63%. So let's just continue with that. It's gonna change back over the other girl. Okay, so you can see that there's no lightning showing up on the right side of my crosshairs. I've got attacks, but they're not showing up. So I'm walking forward and using a shot where it's pushing me backwards. Now my device is running out of energy. That's what that sound was. Let's just change to something else to move me around. There should be another device around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, so the Agony is like our sniper rifle. It's going to do some cool things. But you can zoom in and then roll your mouse wheel and really zoom in. So, oh, okay, so you see there how it changed from the black and white to the rarer shield. So now I'm shooting the core shield. So we don't show you, a counter on their head. Just we show the health bar on the energy icon, but not on the character. So when all her shield is gone, and of course you're gonna be running around, and you're gonna be with teammates. That's the fire. There we go. Now we gotta get this text block fixed. I don't know why devices spawn like that. So that's not good. I can't even pick that up. Programmer said he couldn't reproduce this. Typical. That's always... They call me the bug finder. Okay, let's just change over to the other side. So this is what happens. So there's no death in our game. So this is what happens. You've been banished. It's a fate worse than death. And that's because you cannot move WASD. You can't spawn back in the main level. All you can do is be banished to the pit. And you come here, you've got a limited jump. You have, if I push H, I've got 0 shields. So I am totally vulnerable. So I'm going to run over here. And do I happen to find this? Oh, I do. And so I can unlock this. I can pick up this. I can go to my inventory, get my gear back. So what's going to happen here is I'm going to be able to get to 44% max shields, which is fine for the pit. And then I push enter, I return. Alright. Except, you're not going to return there. That's just our testing. Got a recoil device so I can move a little faster. Oh man, that just bugs me. The castle's not there. Alright. So if I come here, I should be able to unlock my shields and level them up. Oh yeah, okay. So we extended that zone a little bit. You should be able to go to the chest and still collect energy. So it needs to be just a little bigger. It's close. Anyways, so that's that. I'm a little bit scatterbrained now because I can't believe that that has happened. Just so I can make a stronghold, but I didn't know. Anyways, some people will be upset because their work is gone and I don't know how much. Guess we'll find out. So, anyways, we're going to leave it there for today. So it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. Make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test of Thunder. And we will see you next week, same time. And it's VindaCator and I.